Alright, this is just a little update regarding the SoulRead software. There were three main components to the software. The first was getting the hand history parser down, and that's been completed. The second part was getting the game engine up and running and the process of stepping through the hands, the rendering of the hands, etc. And that's, for the most part, been completed. Got maybe another 10-15% left on that. And then the last part is where the guesses are actually compared to the actual hands that the players held, and that has yet to be completed. So I've started off here. As you can see, we've got the time, we've got the hand, we've got the table, we've got the blind structure. We have each individual player stacks, their names, which may or may not be obfuscated. I'm not sure how to handle that. I just might leave them up, don't know. I've got their relative to position to the button, and I've got the VPIP here, and I've got the pre-flop raise here. I might add aggression, I'm not sure. And of course, at the first hand, they're all set to 0. So for the first hand of the tournament, and when you see my play in here, try not to laugh too hard because I got it all in with 9s. It was something like a, I don't know, it was either a free roll or a super turbo or something horrible, so no laughing at my play. So this is the pre-flop action, as you can see. Now, these three people who I can make guesses about, they are people who meet two criteria. First of all, they have to have made an action, something other than fold, and two, their hands have to ultimately become known. And if both of those things are not true, it's pointless for the gamer to make a guess because we can never verify whether or not they were correct. So I'm going to start off here. I'm going to put in something like King, King, Ace, King, actually Ace, Queen, plus, and then we'll put in Queen P, which is, of course, wrong. So I'm going to hit submit. Now, if I don't put in anything, it means I'm basically not hazarding a guess, and I'll receive a score of 0 for that. So I'm going to hit submit and see how it just kind of went away, but it didn't advance either. So right now it realizes that's an error, but it doesn't actually do anything about it. So if I simply get rid of that, it will allow the code to proceed. I can hit submit, and we move on to the flop. And of course, everyone got it all in, so there's no further action by any of the players. We see the turn. We see the river, and we see the summary and what resulted. And that's, of course, important because it'll affect, how other hands are played. So I'm going to hit submit, should advance to the next hand. And we'll see a couple things here. The hand numbers changed. I just might omit this. It's not really useful. The stack sizes, of course, have changed. The relative position of the button has changed, and the VP, IP, and PFR has been bumped accordingly. And so again, I can make guesses here. I won't bother, but hit submit. You see the flop, the turn, which was quite good for me, obviously. There you go. So I'm going to hit submit, and then we move on to the next hand. So that's pretty much where the code is at. Again, the next thing that I need to do is to clean up a little bit. When someone enters in a hand range that actually isn't a hand range, I need to throw it back and say, no, you got to re-enter this field. And then once that's done, I'll be moving on to basically the grading process, and that's where it's at.